And we're live.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever in the heck in the world you are. It's the one, the only Senor Silverback himself, back again with another Mornings with V and CJ. It's Rogue Money Mornings. I'm here with the Master of the Flux Capacitor, where we break down the news, the views, and the information that's important to you. With that being said, check us out on Twitter at the Rogue Money, and check us out on roguemoney.net, as well as Rogue Money, the Facebook page. Also, Rogue Money Apple app, and heck, man, we're Apple app, no Apple News, and then the Google Play Store and all that other good stuff. All good things, CJ. All good things. What am I
Good
missing?
things
Yes,
indeed.
yes. Good things indeed. And check out our sponsors, myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us, where you can get your credit fixed. You get out of debt, and if you need money for investments, for projects, for to change your life, they can get you over $600,000 unsecured due to the fact they deal with a network of 335 lenders. MyFreedomNow.us. With that being said, CJ, what's going on?
I think everything's going on today, V.
Dude, I know, man. I totally know. Comey the homie is he's testifying today, CJ. He's
He's going to
testifying.
testify. He's
He's
going to
going to
testify.
testify.
He has his
So,
prepared statement. He's ready to testify.
absolutely, man. Like you were saying before we went on the air, his lawyers are going to be coming over that one to make sure that everything is hunky dory, no doubt.
They were having a lot of fun with it. He released the pre-statement yesterday, his opening statement. For some reason, he specifically wanted it released the day before. So the media was having a heyday with it, right?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're telling Trump, well, make sure you're not tweeting during Comey's, testimony. You don't want to throw him off. But yet yesterday, as they're drilling down yesterday on a lot of the administrative, the CIA, the NSA, just asking them specifically, what information they had, and they were all coming forth and saying, we never heard anything. We never. So that's not what you heard in the mainstream media yesterday all day. All you heard was the fact that his statement stated specifically that what they're calling quote unquote that Donald Trump asked me to not go any further with the prosecution of Mike Flynn. That's all you heard yesterday in the media. That's all you heard all day.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that the Dems now are drafting articles of impeachment, and they're going to nail him for obstruction of justice. All this bull crap that the MSM is buying into right now, V.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely correct, man. Absolutely correct, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's let's put it this way here. First things first. I mean, what is the all right, so let's get this the whole entire thing with Comey. It's going to be interesting because that's going to link back to Susan Rice. And I guess at the end of the day, man, to go after Comey the homie, to remove him from play opens up the entire what is the word I'm looking for? Opens up the entire playing field to go after, and his removal really allows the going after of Susan Rice and the James Clappers and everybody else in the deep state, because Comey was basically the guard dog and the watchdog that prevented any of this from happening, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that being said, Siege, you got Qatar is on high alert, bro.
We continue to see the escalation there, V. Who knows what's going to happen at this stage, but the Saudis have made a list of, I believe, several demands. And now by no choice, I mean, we would be doing the same thing. So they're putting their military, I believe, for the first time ever on the highest state of alert as they prepare for potential conflict, V.
Yep, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It's going to be interesting. This is what London Paul and myself have been talking about. Is this rhetoric? Can there be a possibility of little conflicts erupting out of all over the place. You know what? It's very possible. Because it's pretty interesting because the Saudis have M1A2 tanks. It's a source said that the Qatar military has just bought up 16 Leopard tanks out of storage in Doha in preparation for the potential military incursion by surrounding Gulf states. Furthermore, the Qatari military and the Ministry of Defense also sent a letter to Saudi, UAE, and Bahraini governments. And this is getting pretty interesting. The escalation comes at the same time that President Donald Trump allegedly changed his course in Qatar, a day after praising the move by other Gulf nations to sever diplomatic ties with Doha, which hosts a U.S. military base crucial to the fight against ISIS. CNN reports that who knows who's really controlling that military base? You see what I'm saying? Like, who knows, what kind of deep state actors are operating that forward operating base in Qatar? So this is interesting, and I think this is something to watch. It's very hard to call it. It's my best guess. This is somehow going to expose the deep state or going after the deep state. At the same time, you look at the Iranians, CJ. The Iranians are accusing the Saudis of that attack, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep, they sure are.
Absolutely. Exactly.
And it's hard, V, because you know that the majority of the media in that specific area is tightly controlled, right? So probably even no different than China. So anything that gets released in the media is more than likely the narrative that they're controlling the information. So it's tough to filter out specifically, who said what specifically is happening. The reasons why, which London Paul had shared in particular with the natural gas that's there, right? That the Saudis potentially have their eyes on that. Yeah. So the next few days, I mean, if they gave that, what was it, a 48-hour ultimatum, we'll have to wait and see specifically what happens, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Exactly correct. Which brings us to the next topic. Okay, so Vlad. Oh, before I even get to Vlad, CJ, and excuse me for my little discombobulation. As soon as I wake up, I have like 20,000 things hitting me at the same time. Emails coming in from overseas and whatnot. All right, so here's the deal. UK's time to decide, bro. What's that all about?
Yeah, so today's the day that the UK will vote whether Theresa May will remain, in office, or is it time for them to pivot and change? We all know the events leading up to this vote. The quote unquote terrorist activities that are occurring there. The fact that they have turned a blind eye to a lot of the things that have put them in this situation. The London mayor and his influence of being able to potentially pull votes. So what I did, V, is I reached out to London Paul, because obviously this is huge. This is dealing with the potential of how Brexit moves forward, all those things. So tomorrow morning we're going to have a special guest. London Paul is going to be joining us tomorrow morning on our Rogue Mornings, so that he can go into detail specifically of the outcome. What it impacts, any major changes that may occur, some things that we may see, and he knows it best, so he's going to break that down for us.
Absolutely correct, man. 1,000%. And it says CNN is fake news, CJ, and we already know this. They have another anonymous source. They got it wrong, bro. What's that all about?
Yeah, so they had pushed this whole narrative in regards to Trump, his collusion. They always claim be these anonymous sources that came forth with these stories.
Sure.
So in this particular situation, they actually had to retract and to adjust their complete what they had published, specifically because this person that came forth, this anonymous source, it had showed that he lied to them. Imagine that, V. Imagine that.
I mean, it's shocking, CJ. Really, at the end of the day, I mean, why would CNN just make up news like that? It's quite remarkable. Oh man, so Fox did this report. Let's make it loud and clear, bro. Let's talk about Obama's crimes, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so let's break this down, because I think in part, this is why we're seeing so many other things that are taking the forefront as far as what the media is covering. And originally, Fox News in Arizona, they went to Sheriff Joe out there, who I believe is no longer in office.
Right.
But specifically, they originally partnered with him. And what was the name of the investigator? Not Michael Zudo, not Zudo.
Michael Z. Something. They were called as the Cold Case Posse.
Yeah, the Cold Case Posse. So
Cold
this
Case.
Cold Case. So this whistleblower brought this information forth to them in hopes that they would begin an investigation to determine why this mass unmasking occurred. And specifically what this relates to is a CIA contractor who had the ability. He got away with over 600 million classified documents, and 47 hard drives from the NSA. And he was specifically placed in a building to operate that was completely aside and different than anything that was quote unquote on the books, on the records. And they had used this specifically for all their government overreach activities, including emails. And this is spying on Americans, everything from emails to bank accounts. They had a laundry list of people that they were specifically targeting. So what happened Monday was that this whistleblower, Dennis Montgomery, has actually filed a lawsuit in regards to the violations of the U.S. Constitution, the Fourth Amendment, with this overreach that's occurring. And this is larger than Edward Snowden in terms of the overall just spying on Americans. And again, the list of names that are there, everyone from Supreme Court justices to Trump to Sheriff Joe. And this is huge because this could potentially just show the amount of corruption that existed during the Obama years, And so hopefully we see this lawsuit come forth. Hopefully we see this start to gain some traction. Obviously, hopefully Rogue Money fans will share this, let people know. But then more importantly, we have got to see the media, which they won't do, have some responsibility to share this with the American people. I mean, this is just a huge violation of the U.S. Constitution. And hopefully this lawsuit will bring forth and we'll see other things occur because of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a big thing. I mean, when you look at how these guys operate, it's truly remarkable, man. It's the duplicitousness, the contradictory nature of what these deep state characters do, the absolute hypocrisy. It's disgusting. And it burns me to no end that those idiots, these libtards and these neocons, it burns me to no end that they, at the end of the day, have no regard for this country. They treat it like it's a game. They treat their positions, they treat their decisions so lightly, bro. And that it's ridiculous. Moving forward, man, we got a great piece of news here. Suddenly, Vladimir Putin endorses Ethereum.
Yeah. So that's pretty huge, right?
Massive, man. The International Economic Forum just wrapped up in St. Petersburg, reportedly resulted in more than $30 billion in investments. The final most important result, however, is measured not in numbers, but in the mood and attitude of those who attended the forum and who was keeping an eye on the events and meetings held in the north capital of Russia. The cryptocurrency community is for sure left stunned by the recent meeting between Russian president and the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin. As commented by Kremlin press secretary Dmitry Peskov during the meeting, Putin and Buterin discussed the application of technologies in the country. Reportedly, the president supported the idea of establishing new business relationships following the road paved by blockchain technology. Look, we've been talking about this for a while, man. I mean, Bix talked about it. You and I, we spoke about it. Russia is embracing blockchain at a rapid clip. Okay, same thing with China. They are embracing blockchain. Notice the Western banking powers. They're not real. They're dabbling in it, but there's no real commitment on a governmental aspect of it. You ever wonder why? You ever wonder why we in the West, in the United States and Europe, are not like at a governmental level embracing blockchain? You ever wonder why?
Why? Yes, go ahead, B.
Well, you and I both know the answer, Siege. It has everything to do with the fact that the blockchain system, the technology of blockchain, is a trust-creating machine. You cannot forge. You cannot have your criminal shenanigans. You cannot do all the crazy crap that you do. this sneaky, underhanded business that governments here in the United States and Europe have been doing for decades. You no longer can do it because now there's a paper trail. There is a very clear-cut paper trail, and that is why there's no rush to implement blockchain at a governmental level here in the United States, or even in the tightest levels with Goldman Sachs or anything else. Okay, that is the reason why. It is truly incredible to see this nonetheless, bro. Whereas you look at everywhere else, supposedly these corrupt totalitarian regimes that are in Russia, that are in China, but yet they're adopting blockchain and various blockchain applications at a much faster clip. They're more open to it than anything else, okay, than anyone else. It's incredible, okay? When Buterin first came up with the idea of Ethereum, he only had a few applications in his mind. However, as the technology matured and the network grew, he was amazed to see how many applications for Ethereum blockchain were found and suggested by numerous community members. He says the creativity and innovation brought about by the community are way more important than what I once came up with, and that's the beauty of it. Russia aims to become a global IT leader. Blockchain technology is often compared with another technological invention, the internet. That's absolutely true. And this is what I've said this. I coined the term. The invention of blockchain technology, and I said this here first, folks, and I'm the only one saying this. The invention of blockchain technology, okay, in the grand scheme of human development, okay, in the grand scheme of human development, in the last couple 100,000 years, the grand scheme here, that's what I'm talking about. Blockchain technology is the most important invention in human history next to fire. Okay. That is powerful. And that statement, what I just said, you can take that statement and spend an entire weekend unpacking it. But that statement is 1,000% true. Blockchain technology is the most important invention in human development next to fire. If you do not believe me, I urge you to read books. I urge you to read anything you can voraciously on just the blockchain technology alone. I'm not even talking about Bitcoin or any of the cryptocurrencies or any of these other coins. I'm not talking about that. Just the technology of blockchain. If you read it, it is the most incredible system. It is a trust machine. It cannot be hacked. It cannot be subverted. It solves the problem that all information systems have been suffering with since the dawn of man. Huge. And when people say that it is as important as the internet, it absolutely is. Blockchain technology, the technology that powers Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other, cryptocurrencies, it is the next development of the internet and the World Wide Web. This is where we are going. People are like, well, it's the mark of the beast. No, you see, you don't understand blockchain if you start saying this is the mark of the beast. You don't understand blockchain. Blockchain is not only decentralized. I want you to picture this. It's a level playing field. There's no tower. In order for the quote-unquote mark of the beast type system to exist, you have to have some sort of a hierarchical structure. And this is why tyrants around the world are resistant to blockchain. Blockchain to a tyrant is like garlic to a vampire. Blockchain to a tyrant is like a silver bullet to a werewolf. Blockchain is something that they resist, they hate, they can't stand it. But it is something for the masses because it causes you to operate in honesty and in openness. Now, Russia has become, they have a chance here to become leaders in global IT industry, even though the details of the meeting between Putin and Buterin are kept under the seal of secrecy. One detail was leaked. The president is ready to give full support for the development of blockchain technology, what would definitely result in a much greater volume of investments coming into the country despite any restrictions and sanctions. Jeez, man. I look at what's happening there, I'm like, wow. It makes me want to move the entire rogue money operations to Russia. Unreal, man.
Huge, absolutely.
And it's actively supported, bro, in Russia by one of their biggest bank, VEB, Bank, who also suggests empowering banks, navigating relationships and investors, and preparing for ICO, initial coin offerings and stuff. Unreal. This is great news. This is, again, paving the way for the future, Siege.
Definitely.
Yep. And with that being said, my man, we have run down the gambit of the news and the views that are important to use. With that being said, my man, what do we got going on for the rest of the day?
We have 12 o'clock. We have our Hanging with Harley coming up, so we're excited to have him back for this week. We will also be releasing yesterday's awesome interview with Sherry Peel Jackson. And once you hear that interview, you're just going to be completely mind blown by the amount of corruption, the things that happen to this wonderful woman, and what she is doing. She took a situation like that, V. It's inspiring what she did. She took a really bad situation where she was incarcerated, turned it into something good. Now she's helping people, very solutions based. So I'm very happy that we're sharing her story, her interview, and that'll be up on roguemoney.net later on today, V.
Awesome. Absolutely. And with that being said, guys, keep it tuned here. Check us out, roguemoney.net, Rogue Money Facebook, Rogue Money Twitter. And check out our sponsors, myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us. I mean, the response has been huge. One of the things we did, we just moved a guy who was at a 530 credit score. We moved him from a 530 to a 797 and just got him funded for $580,000. He's going to use that to buy Bitcoin, gold, silver, and some investments, some stocks, and some real estate. So think about that for a second. Life-altering, life-changing, myfreedomnow.us. Check it out and book your call. I mean, these guys, I think, booked that till end of the month. So book your call. That being said, we are over and we are out. Take it away, CJ.